Hello, welcome back to the Tech Zone. I'm Paul Amadeus Lane. So happy to have you with me during the show. What is subscription-based services when it comes to brands, companies out there? Have you ever thought about that? One service in particular, if I say their name, you can actually know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Amazon. They're a subscription-based service. But what if I told you there's another company out there that can offer an alternative to Amazon? With the technology that they're using, they are really changing the game when it comes to subscription-based services. I'm so happy to have with me right now the founder and CEO of OceanX. We have George Richter. George, how you doing, my friend?
Hello, Paul. Glad I'm with you. I'm honored to talk to you. So, wonderful. Good morning to you.
Thank you so much, my friend. So George, I was looking at your bio and also your background. What kind of led you to begin OceanX?
Okay, so I'm a subscription membership person. I've done that my whole life. And subscriptions are hot. It's unbelievable how hot that is. Everybody wants to do subscriptions. And, I'm lucky in a lucky situation. I had to build technology because I was president of Katyarenka, a direct marketing company. We had to build a system for subscriptions, and the market is hot. So now we're in the market. We're offering our services, our IP to the open market, and we help brands, manufacturers, CPGs to get established in the subscription channel.
And George, what's the difference between what you guys are doing over there in OceanX with other subscription-based services out there? What puts you ahead of the curve out there?
First of all, our history means a lot. I personally have a very long history in subscription. I've done it my whole life. So like everything else, you can learn how to cook or windsurf, but if you do it for a long time, you just do it better. So we have a lot of history and a lot of experience in subscription and membership, what that means, how to relate to people, how technology is one thing, but how do you tell this story and at what price and how do you connect to people? So we have a lot of experience and we're offering this to the outside now. That sets us apart. There's lots of smart technology out there. So we tend to connect to technology and use modern technology and have we have our own. But our knowledge, our experience, and the volume we have is really unique in the market.
And George, let's delve in a little deeper to OceanX and also the different platforms that you provide out there to the customer and the brand. Let's really delve into that.
Okay, so there's basically 4 different services we do. One is a technology platform. At the end, it's all about technology because you need deep databases, you need to have an order management system, and you have to connect to inventory. So there's a significant system behind the company. We also do customer service, again, reaches into the deep databases and understands what the customers are and what their needs are and their wants. Then we do distribution, so we have warehouses, again, totally connected. It's one system. And the 4th part is data analytics. So we of course, we're an Oracle database, and we use Cognos as a tool, and Tableau as a display software. And we provide our customers with lots of useful information to keep their customers happy and, most importantly, keep them buying for a very long time.
And being in the business for so long, George, you have seen technology transform to that really makes a lot of things more possible than it was several years ago. What has been the biggest jump in technology that has made OceanX really, surprised by what's out there now to make your job a little easier?
Yeah, so cloud computing really changed everything. I mean, there's 15,000 things, right? Amazon, social media, but cloud computing maybe the biggest technology jump, and that allows that everything is instantaneous. But what that means is for marketers, they have lots of information at their disposition almost immediately. And what do you do with all this information? So we help filter and provide the right information at the right point in time to the marketers so they can connect to their customers in an appropriate way, in the right cadence, with the right flavors, and enticing people to, again, feel good about the relationship and buy more and more. It should be, as we call it, a forever relationship.
You know, a lot of, let's say, ones out there who are familiar with subscription services, but don't really understand what OceanX does in transforming the brand or the companies out there that you deal with. Talk about just that transformation that a brand goes through when it comes to using your product.
Okay, so far brands are focused on their brand, on how it feels, how it looks, and generally they don't sell anything. Brands offer things to retail, and it sits on a shelf. But that is changing, and Amazon is probably the biggest factor in that. So we are in the business of selling direct, which means the manufacturer, the CPG, now can own the relationship with the customer. So that's where we help them. We help them to own the relationship with the customer, to actually understand who their customer is and what this customer wants and how to serve them better. So far, brands just did brand advertising and said, okay, we have a great brand, and then let the selling be taken care of by Walmart, Walgreens, and all other big spokes retailers. But that is changing, and I think Amazon was the biggest influence there. So that helps us. People think more about selling direct. By the way, let's talk about Amazon. Amazon is a wonderful company. However, they will always work in their own favor and keep information to themselves. So if anybody sells through Amazon, which almost everybody does, Amazon collects the information and gets smarter and smarter how to service the customer. So what OceanX does, we help companies to also get smarter and really understand their customers and retain those customers in the relationship, as opposed to Amazon, where they have no insight in their own customers, which is really deadly. So that's why there's such a big trend, and I have so many companies coming to us.
That is so true. And George, when did the light actually come on to these companies and brands to realize, hey, we can make a little extra money if we sell ourselves? When did that light come on?
It's you never know on a technology curve where you are. It's I would think we're really much at the beginning. We're at subscription 1.0 and going towards 2.0. It's almost everybody needs to do it, and many cannot do it because large organizations generally work with 3-year plans. They're very large, and that's why they lag and cannot make changes. So we work with several CPGs, several large retailers, and they're all starting tests, and it takes a long time. So I think we're at the beginning of it. When it started, the subscription started a long time ago. Digital subscriptions a long time ago. Actually, physical subscriptions started already in the early 1900s with Book of the Month Club in the US. So physical books to customers where that model exists for quite some time. And maybe in 2012 with Birchbox, Dollar Shave Club, that's when the trend started. And the trend has not really started. I think there's a big boom ahead of us. I feel it because we have many things in the pipeline. We have about 40 brands in the pipeline.
And George, when ones begin this, when brands want to make this step, no doubt they may have some challenges and problems. But at OceanX, what you guys do is help them solve that problem with different technologies out there. I know we touched on it just a little bit, but talk about how you're able to solve some of the problems that the brands have by use of certain technologies.
Well, actually, it's very pragmatic. When a brand comes to us, we have a sit down with them, we have a team, and we understand what their needs are. They often are retailers, they are CPGs. These are the two big differences. And then it's a very pragmatic sit down and trying to understand what their needs are, where they want to go. And then we help them understand pricing, weight, timing, cadence, how do you entice people to buy more and more. So it's an education thing. And then we use our technology around that. And the technology is pretty simple to understand and actually very difficult to execute at the end, because if you have a physical relationship with somebody and send something maybe once a month, there's lots of back and forth. There is the communication, different offers when they sign on to the relationship. There's interactions, and every interaction, a return, a payment, any email, anytime somebody looks at a website, creates a data point. So we collect all these data points, and then we understand over time that people prefer green over red and what size they like and how often they need their product. So we help companies by giving them total information around what their customers want. And then from the customer, it feels good because all of a sudden, it's not this like, wow, I have all these things on the market. It is more like, wow, this company understands me. This company gives me something I can use. So I talk a lot about the paradox of choice that happens to all of us. We all of a sudden out there, and there's so much. Think about socks or anything. It's millions of items. What do you buy? So subscriptions solve that problem that people are overwhelmed with life. So they get a package, and if it's really customized, truly customized, and it's a good fit, they love it. And it's a comfortable relationship. Nobody wants to go out and be exposed to millions of things. So that's what subscriptions are today, and we're helping companies understand it and execute accordingly.
That is so true. That's so true, George. When it comes to being a customer out there and getting something that is customized to you, that really enhances the experience when we're spending our money out there, and your company out there helping brands and everything do just that. That is just that's amazing what you guys are doing. Now we're in 2018 now. What are some of the trends to watch for when it comes to subscription based services out there that we should really be on the watch for?
Okay, first of all, there's retail, right? Retail is in trouble. Thousands of store closings, and 2018 looks even worse. There will be more store closings. So the general department store will go away. And when they go away, then malls will go under because they're all over leveraged. So it doesn't look good for retail. So where do these CPGs, the manufacturers, sell their goods? They have to sell direct. That's why we have several retailers coming to us. We have them in the pipeline. There are many tests happening this year. So the trend is certainly more subscriptions, more physical subscriptions, and more storytelling, more connecting to the customer. And so, of course, there will be new trends. Probably cryptocurrencies will be parts of payments. And at the end, the customer is in the middle. So this approach from e-commerce from the past, where there's, okay, here, click and buy something, will be much more into subscription relationships and making people feel comfortable with the relationship. So it goes from a transactional thing to a relationship selling. And that's a big trend and continues. And we just help that along.
And you know what? I always like to use like 80s pun when I talk and host. I remember back in the days when MTV first came out, one song and one video they always played was how video killed the radio star. We're seeing how shopping cart is killing the brick and mortar stores now because how everything is going right now. And George, why would you recommend your services, our subscription based systems, to different legacy brands out there or different brands out there who has not jumped on board yet? Why would you recommend it to them?
Okay, first of all, you can see that retailers generally suffer decrease in sales. So nobody wants a decrease in sales. So to have more sales, you have to attract customers, and you have to work with a modern channel. And today everything is omni-channel. So certainly, if you're a retailer or a CPG, you should sell direct through subscription. You actually have relationship with your customers. Then you don't need focus groups anymore. You can learn about them, and you can just sell them more. So the ultimate thing is recurring revenue, very, very plannable. So you don't have any inventory risk because you know your customer base, what they want, because you can easily figure that out. So it has only upsides. The downside is not that easy to do because these companies are simply not set up to do this. There's hardly any expertise out in the market. So that's where OceanX comes in.
Absolutely. You have worked out all the bugs for us, and we come to you. I think it's awesome. And then all brands got to do is just continue to offer some of that great merchandise and let you guys do the rest of pushing it out there and making sure that customers are seeing what they have. Now, what kind of analytics have you and your team kind of gleaned when it comes to subscription services that you can share with us?
Yeah, thank you, Paul. So as I described before, at the end, it's about collecting lots and lots of data points. And we put them into data cubes, and we serve up this information in an intelligent way to the retailer or the CPG. There's so many touch points, there's so many nuances, and there's so many offers out there. So it's not like subscribe to this. There's so many circumstances why people subscribe, under what condition. So all these conditions in relationship to the actual customer performance, behavior, and their likes, we put this all together, and again, through the Upload software, show brands where the data sits, and then of course we guide and help them not to make any footfalls, because like everything else, it looks easier than it is.
And George, before we let you go, let's talk about the importance of having a great team around you at OceanX to really make sure that the vision stays true to the core value, and how it makes your job as a founder and CEO a little bit easier when you have that great team around you.
Okay, so the whole business is about membership. It's in a holistic, making people feel good about being part in a relationship. And of course, that's a big aim at my company. We have 530 people. The people here, we're here in LA. They're almost like a family. We have an interesting structure. We have, I call myself a coach. We have no formal relationships. We have an open floor plan. We celebrate together. We laugh together. And when we have problems, we also be sad about them together. But I think today, running a company in LA is all about culture. It's all about a good environment. Actually, we have a good environment. We have ocean view here. I really see nothing to complain. It feels really good coming here. I actually, every morning I get up and think, wow, I can't wait to go to work.
I love it. And George, we covered a lot of things during the program. Is there anything else that you would like to articulate out there to the audience that we maybe didn't touch on and you would like the audience to really focus on?
Yeah, I will always come back to, instead of selling, we always think about how does somebody feel. It's always about the feelings. I wrote a white paper on the psychology of subscriptions. There's actually 13 different items to watch for, what people actually need and what entices them to look forward to the next shipment. I mean, I think you'll have that experience too. When you come home, you have mail there, you have white mail, you have probably something from Amazon, and you have a subscription box. I want that you're looking forward what is in there and opening it. It opens like a gift, and you're totally excited to be part of this and have that relationship with that company. That's our aim, and I work on this every single day, and I have a lot of passion for that. And if you do that right, your customers love you. So that's the ultimate thing you want to have for a company, for a brand.
Well said. And if one's like to have more information about OceanX, how can they go about doing that?
So first of all, I got to do this because I do this all day long, OceanX. But let's look at our website. Of course, we have a website. We're easy to reach, and we're generally try to help everybody. So don't be afraid to reach out to us, and let's see if we can be of any service to you.
And George, I cut you off when you did the X. You got to do the X for me one more time.
Yeah, we do this all day long. OceanX.
Awesome. Well said, my friend. And George, it's been an honor talking to you, my friend, and look forward to catching up with you later on in the year. We'll see how the trends are going, and then keep up the good work. I think companies like yours is really transforming the way that we do things when it comes to shopping, the way we experience brands. We thank you so much.
Thank you, Paul. It's an honor talking to you.
Once again, I'd like to thank the founder and CEO of OceanX, George Richter. Love talking to George about what his company is doing, some of the technology that they're implementing when it comes to subscription services, and how it's really changing the game. The way that we do things now, shopping, experiencing brands, I tell you folks, it's definitely changing. Hey, when we get back, we're going to talk about some of the gaming technology of 2017. We'll talk about the top 10 games that came out in 2017 with a friend of mine. We'll go nowhere. We'll be right back.